Hey there! Feeling that IGCSE P revision pressure building up? Don't worry, you're in the right place. We're going to jump straight in and tackle a big one: health, well-being, and fitness. This explainer is all about giving you the key info you need to absolutely smash that exam.
I get it. Revision can feel like a total information overload. So what we're going to do is cut through all that noise. We'll break down the exact concepts you need to know, the stuff that examiners are actually looking for, so you can walk into that exam feeling ready and confident.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll kick off with the core definitions of health, fitness, and well-being. Then we'll dive into your body's blueprint, talk about training to perform, fueling for the win, and wrap up with the all-important mind games. Ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first up, the absolute fundamentals. Honestly, getting these definitions right is one of the easiest ways to bag some guaranteed marks. They're the foundation for so many other questions, so let's make sure we nail them.
Right, this definition from the World Health Organization, you need to know it, like word for word if you can. It's an absolute goldmine for marks. The magic word here is complete. Health isn't just about not being ill. You've got to hit those three pillars: physical, mental, and social.
And the health triangle is the perfect way to picture this. You see how each side, physical, mental, social, is totally connected? If you're stressed out mentally, for example, it can actually make you feel physically unwell. They all rely on each other. A wobble in one area affects the whole thing.
So, are health and fitness the same thing? This is a classic exam trap, and the answer is a big fat no. You could be an incredibly fit marathon runner, but if you're constantly stressed and not sleeping, you're not healthy. Remember, health is that complete well-being, while fitness is about being able to handle what your environment throws at you.
And when the exam talks about social well-being, what do they even mean? Well, it boils down to these key things: having your basic needs like food and shelter met, having friends and family to support you, feeling like you're a valued part of a community, and just generally being able to get on with other people. These are the points that'll get you the marks.
All right, with those definitions locked in, let's get a bit more practical and look at the body itself. Section 2 is all about the anatomy you need to know to really understand how athletes can perform at their best.
I'd bet good money you'll get a question about the functions of the skeleton. It's a classic. Here are 4 absolute bankers to remember. It lets your muscles attach so you can move, it protects all your vital organs, it produces red blood cells, and it gives you shape. Just aim to remember 2 or 3 of those and you're golden. Now here's a little exam hack for you. If you ever see a question about a powerful, explosive movement, we're talking a sprint start, a jump, a powerful throw, the answer is almost always going to be fast twitch muscle fibers. They're the ones that give you that massive burst of force real quick without needing oxygen.
Okay, let's move into the really fun stuff: training to perform. This is where we look at how to actually apply all this knowledge to sports and, just as importantly, how we measure if it's working.
This is so important. When you get a question about a component of fitness, don't just state it. That's not enough. You have to explain how it helps in a specific sport. So don't just say agility. You need to say agility allows a high jumper to change direction effectively on their curved run-up. Always make that link to performance. Now, if you're asked to describe a fitness test, you need to be precise. It's all about the details. Let's take the vertical jump test. You can't just say they jump and measure. You've got to walk the examiner through it step by step, mark the standing reach, then jump and mark the highest point, measure the difference, and take the best of 3 tries. Simple, clear, and full of marks.
Warm-ups pop up all the time. Just remember, a proper warm-up has 3 phases, easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you raise the pulse. A bit of jogging gets the blood flowing. Second, you do your stretches for the key muscles you're about to use. And third, you do some skill practice to get your brain and body in the zone.
All right, on to Section 4, fuel for the win. Because let's be real, you can have the most amazing training schedule in the world, but if your nutrition is junk, you're just not going to reach your potential.
This table is basically the perfect template for a nutrition question. It's all about matching the right fuel to the right athlete. A long-distance runner? They need fats for slow-release energy. A shot putter? They need protein to repair and build muscle. And a sprinter? They need carbs for that instant, explosive energy. It's about being specific. You know, we talk so much about carbs and protein, but what's arguably the most vital nutrient? Good old water. And if they ask you why, you've got a whole list of reasons right here. It stops you from dehydrating. It controls your body temperature. It flushes out waste. The list goes on. These are all top-tier points for an exam answer.
And now for our final section. We've done the body, we've done the fuel, now it's time to get into the head. Sports psychology is a massive part of PE, and understanding this stuff can really separate you from the rest of the pack.
Let's break down motivation. It's pretty simple. Intrinsic is your internal drive. You do it for the love of the game, for that feeling of satisfaction. Extrinsic is all the external stuff. Trophies, money, praise from others. And here's the key. That intrinsic motivation is often way more powerful and lasts longer because it's something you can control. Think of arousal as your personal hype level or an energy dial. The trick is knowing where that dial needs to be. For something super precise, like a golf putt or an archery shot, you need the dial turned way down. You need to be calm and focused. But for a huge rugby tackle, you need to crank that dial all the way up to 10.
So how do you learn to control that dial? Well, athletes have a whole toolkit. They use techniques like visualization, where they picture the perfect performance over and over. They use mental rehearsal to walk through their tactics. And, of course, there's simple, deep breathing to calm the nerves. These are your tools to manage arousal.
And that kind of brings us full circle, doesn't it? We started with health being a balance of physical, mental, and social well-being. And we've seen how top performance needs a fit body, the right fuel, and a strong mind. So think about that. How are you going to train your mind as well as your muscles?
And that's a wrap. I really hope this quick run-through has helped clear things up for you. If you want to put all this into practice with tons of exam-style questions and revision guides, seriously, you've got to check out revisedirect.com. Thanks for joining me, and best of luck with the rest of your revision.